Well, today's a long-awaited day. I am going to be ranking all 13 Star Wars movies. I'm really excited to do this because even though there are definitely ones that I am not the biggest fan of, and then there are ones that I'm really big fan of, I love Star Wars. I love the franchise. My dad grew up with it, and then he introduced it to me, and we watched the movies together. We saw Rogue One in theaters. And when The Mandalorian released, we watched that together. And it's just, well, the first two seasons, and then he didn't watch the third one, or Boba Fett. He wants to, he just hasn't got around to it, but I did because I like the show. But we're not talking about the shows today. We'll get to that. Well, actually, maybe today. Maybe that will be a later release, if not tomorrow, whenever this releases. But for now, we're talking about all the movies, and let's just get into it. I've got a card right here so I don't forget what my ranking is. But in last place, my least favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. I don't really get the love for this one. It kind of sucks. And I kind of hate to say that because we did see it in theaters, and there are things I do like about it. That's a thing I'll say is that even the ones at the bottom, there's still stuff that I like about them. It's just that, like, most of it isn't my favorite. Like, none of the characters in this I really cared about. I like K2SO. I like the robot. Obviously, Darth Vader is in here a little bit, and he's really good. I think that, what's his name? Not Mads Mikkelsen, but Ben Mendelsohn as the, like, primary villain for the movie. I think he's really good. And the only other, like, two characters that I ever gave a little bit, like, I cared a little bit about was Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor, I'm not watching the show Andor because, like, that just does not seem my thing. And, like, yeah, it's kind of weird that, like, the one character that I ever, like, was like, oh, he's kind of cool in this movie, like, it's a show, and I'm like, but I don't really want to watch it. And then Jyn Erso, like, she's a fine character, but, again, nothing, like, big. And seeing as how they all die at the end of this, it's just, like, what was the point exactly? Like, we already knew they got the plans. I didn't really need to see how they got them. Now, I get the story, and it's, like, not everyone can win and, like, all that. And, like, I think they do it, like, good enough, I guess. But, like, the first, I think a lot of people, like, say this, but, like, the first two acts aren't the greatest. And then once you get into the last little bit with the final battle, like, it's a fun battle, but, like, again, like, other people are like, oh my gosh, it's like one of the best battles in Star Wars. And I'm just like, I don't really care about it. Like, it's fine, but like, I've seen a lot better. So I guess it's just me, but I've never really cared about Rogue One. But it does have a 5 out of 5 scene. And obviously everyone knows that's the Darth Vader hallway scene. That scene is perfection. It is awesome. Like, that scene is spectacular. But other than that, like, I don't really care about this one. These next two are ones that I can see flip-flopping someday. I have the one in front of the other for a reason, and I will get to that. But I can see this next one, like, going above it. But the next one is not the one that started it all, but the first in chronological order, which would be Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Definitely my least favorite prequel, as you can see. There's cool stuff in this one as well. It's just that I think a good chunk of this movie is boring. Like, it's like the politics stuff is boring, and then, like, just, like, a lot of other stuff is boring, actually. Like, the only stuff I really like in this movie is, like, the fights. And some of the characters have moments that I like. There's a couple characters I do like. But, like, I think that Darth Maul throughout the movie is kind of, like, he's just there. But then you get the Duel of the Fates, and it's really cool. And then, obviously, you get Darth Maul, in, like, the shows and everything. And it's, like, he becomes, like, such a better character in that. Like, if you had asked me when I first watched this, hey, in, like, however many years, you're going to get a TV show called Maul Shadow Lord. And it's going to be after Maul has already appeared a bunch. And you're going to love it. I would have been like, no, because he sucks in this. And frankly, it looked like he died. But that's what happened. Like, they took this character from this movie who wasn't very good, and they made him, like, a great character, which I thought was really cool. And then you get Obi-Wan in this, and I think his character is fine. He definitely gets better than the other ones. Qui-Gon Jinn is a character that I'm always flip-flopping on because the character himself isn't my favorite. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's like one of the greatest, but like to me, he's just like a meh character. But Liam Neeson is like a really good actor that it's like, I don't know what to feel. C-3PO is in this, and he's pretty cool. He definitely gets better than the other ones. He's always been like one of my favorite robots. I just think he's cool, but he gets better than the other ones. R2-D2 is like the same character in every movie, and like it's a robot, so it's like I don't really care about that one as much. Especially since like C-3PO, like he speaks English, and R2-D2 is just like booping and bopping. Jar Jar Binks is the biggest talk about this movie, and everyone's like thinks he sucks. I quite enjoy him. I think he's pretty funny. I like Jar Jar Binks. Now he does have episodes in the Clone Wars, which I think can be a bit annoying at times. But in the movies themselves, I think Jar Jar Binks is a pretty good character, and he's really funny. Padme is fine in this one. I definitely like what they do with her in the other ones, but she's fine in this one. And then Anakin, even though Anakin / Vader is like my second favorite Star Wars character, Anakin in this movie isn't my favorite, and that's not because of the actor. Like the actor's a kid, so like it's like he couldn't do any better. He couldn't do any worse. Like he was good for what he needed to, but like obviously like he's not gonna be like the best one. But I think that the writing at times can be off in this movie. And just seeing like kid Anakin, like I get why you needed it for the story, but like it's not entertaining. So like there's that, but like the fights are really fun. Like you get the pod racing scene, which a lot of people like love. I think it's a fine one. Like it's not my favorite. I think the pod racing scene is fine. The Duel of the Fates is obviously really cool. It's not one of my favorite Star Wars fights ever though. Like I think it's a cool one, but I do like other ones more. And like the scene where Qui-Gon and Darth Maul kind of have their first lightsaber fight, and Qui-Gon has to jump on the ship to get away. That scene's kind of funny because like Darth Maul tries running over Anakin, and it's kind of funny. But like as a whole, Phantom Menace is one that like every time I watch it, I will say every time I watch it, I do like it a bit more. But it's still like one of my least favorites because like it just doesn't really bring as much to the table as other ones, and it is quite boring, and that holds it back. Next will be The Last Jedi. I seriously can't understand why people think this is like one of the best Star Wars movies or that it was a good movie or anything. I generally can't understand that. It has good moments, yeah. And as I said, there's a specific reason I put this above Phantom Menace. That reason would be Kylo Ren. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I think that what they do with him in this movie is pretty good. It's not the best, but it is good. And that's what elevates it above Phantom Menace. But as I said, the rest of this movie isn't very good. That like Phantom Menace could beat it someday. Luke has never been one of my favorite characters, and I think that what they do with him in this movie is like some of it's fine. Like I couldn't really care less. Like he became a hermit or anything. And then there's other stuff like him trying to kill Ren, and it's just like even I feel like that's out of place for him. Like I don't really think he would try and kill his nephew. But whatever. General Hux, I'm just gonna mention him because he's right here. I like his character in these movies. He's not like the best one, but I like him, and I think that the actor is a pretty good actor, and he brings more to the role than I probably would have had. Captain Phasma dies in this. The rest of it is just like meh. Obviously you got the stuff on Canto Bight with Finn and Rose. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Like I can watch it and be like, okay, but it's not the best. Rose sucks as a character. I hate her. And I think that like they set up in Force Awakens for like Finn and Rey to be like somewhat of a couple. And then in this one they just completely get rid of that. They're like, "Oh no, Finn's going to have this girl who's annoying as crap, and then you're going to have Rey start like a little connection with Kylo." Which the Kylo thing like isn't the worst, especially since like I like Kylo, and if that's whatever. But like, I thought Finn and Rey were gonna, like, it's a weird thing, but, like, it felt like it was going that way. Poe Dameron is a really good character. Oscar Isaac is really good. What they do with him is like fine. Like what brings his stuff down a lot is General Holdo, played by Laura Dern. I hate that character. I'm so happy she dies at the end. I don't care if she's doing a sacrifice play or anything. I hate her. Like she sucks. Leia, it has never been one of my favorite characters, and she's not, like, the best thing in this one. Luke, like, I'm fine with him dying because, like, I don't care about his character. And I know people are gonna be like, what? Like, I never really connected with his character. Like, the only things I like him in is Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. And even in Empire, like, he had some, like, acting that needed worked on, but he's never been one of my favorite characters. And Mark Hamill just sucks. Like, I don't like that guy. But like, this movie just, like, is horrible. And obviously this is the movie that everyone says divided the fandom. I can see why. And yeah, I don't like that movie. Maybe I should put Phantom Menace over it, because every time I watch Phantom Menace, like, I'm not dreading everything, and when I watch Last Jedi, I kind of am. Even though there's, like, things in it I like, it's just, like, whatever. And Snoke sucks. Number 10 is probably going to be the first one that actually gets some people mad. Like, obviously the ones under it, like, probably, like, even Phantom Menace a little bit, and Rogue One, like, some people might be mad at, but this next one, I'm just warning you. The one that started it all, A New Hope. I've never been the biggest fan of New Hope. I know it was a movie that was made a long time ago, but even that, like, sometimes I have to be like, it didn't look as good. And I know it was made in, like, 1977, I think. So it's, like, obviously it's old, but, like, I can't, like, say, like, oh, yeah, it's old, I get it. Like, even though it's old, like, there are points during the movie that I'm just like, I can't watch this. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, the lightsaber fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, I get that it's all they could do at the time, but it is so slow that it's just boring. Mark Hamill in this movie is horrible. His acting sucks. Like, Luke in this movie is one of the worst characters in Star Wars. It gets boring at times. I like Han Solo. I think he's a really good character. Leia is fine in this. Chewbacca's fine. Like, C-3PO and R2-D2 are pretty good. Obviously, Darth Vader is great, even though he doesn't have that much screen time. The action is, like, fine. Like, as I said, like, even though it's an old movie, like, I can't really, like, say, oh, I liked it, and I get why it's like this. But, like, I can't do that. I just do not like it. And, like, I can get why some people might like it more, but, like, I still have a problem with, like, people being like, oh, it's, like, my favorite, or, like, one of the top 2 best in Star Wars, because it's, like, I cannot get it. Like, there's other movies that are not, like, my favorites, but, like, I can understand why someone would have them higher. A New Hope, I generally cannot get it. Like, if someone would like to explain that to me, and maybe I can get it from that, but, like, I just cannot. Obi-Wan in this is played by Alec McGinnis. He isn't that great. Like, he's fine, but, like, I really don't like him. I think the Stormtroopers look cool. Like, obviously, Stormtroopers are an iconic look, and they're really cool in this. Darth Vader, like, as I said, like, I keep coming back to him because he's, like, one of the best characters in Star Wars. He's awesome. I love him in this. But at the same time, like, Darth Vader in this one, like, isn't a big character. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but, like, inside the movie and everything, like, he doesn't have that much screen time. And even then, like, Grand Moff Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin, yeah, is, like, giving him orders and everything, and I like that always, like, is stupid to me, because, like, I get it, but at the same time, it's, like, it's Darth Vader, like, why is this guy in charge of him? And, like, I just do not like it. I cannot. I don't know why. Like, there's stuff I like about it, and it's obviously not my worst one. Like, I would recommend, like, it's a good movie. It's just that, like, there's too much stuff in it that I don't like, that, like, other people are like, oh, it's, like, the best Star Wars movie, and I'm just like, how? Number 9 is the first one that I would say I don't really have, like, any big issues with. It's just that, like, I like the other ones more. But, like, the other ones, like, I'm like, Rogue One is a bad movie with good stuff. Phantom Menace is a fine movie that has a bunch of good stuff and a bunch of bad stuff. Last Jedi is one that has some good stuff, a lot of bad stuff, and it's just like some of the action and stuff is fun. And then A New Hope is like, it's got characters I like Han Solo and Vader, and I just like seeing stormtroopers taken down. It's got like all these different things, and it's the original, so I have to give it that. This is the first one that it's like I just like the other ones more, but like this is a really good movie. Now, are there problems in it? I mean, yeah. None of these movies are perfect until we get a little bit higher up the list, but like this one is just great. And what would that be? That would be Solo, a Star Wars story. Overhated. Like, I've heard some people say like this is one of the worst, or if not the worst, or like something like that, and it's just like, no, it's a really, really fun adventure. I think that Alden Ehrenreich is a really good Han Solo. Like, obviously Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford, like he's probably better in that role, but this guy is a really good Han Solo, and I would have liked to see a couple more with him. Some people say that this should have been like a TV show with like Han and Chewie's adventures and everything. That would have been fun, but I think the movie itself is really good. You get Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, and I really like him. You get Woody Harrelson in here as his character, and Woody Harrelson is an actor that is just so good. Like, I really think he's a great actor. So him being in this is just really good. Seeing Han and Chewie meet was really cool. Seeing how they got the Millennium Falcon, even though people like weren't like wanting all these answers and everything, I think it's cool seeing them get that. And then seeing like, I guess the scene itself where he gets the name Han Solo is kind of weird, but it's also like a scene that's like, oh, that's so cool. Seeing the Kessel Run, I thought was really cool. When I was a little kid and I watched this, it kind of freaked me out because the Kessel Run, like, there was this big monster. But now watching it, it's just like, that's really cool. You get Paul Bettany in here as the villain of the movie. And I think Paul Bettany is a really fun actor. He's obviously great as Vision, and I've seen him in a couple other things, and he's always just so fun. And I think in this, like, he's just really fun. Emilia Clarke is in here as Kira, and I think that she's good in this movie. Like, I think that she plays her well, the character is interesting, and I would have liked to see more of her. I would say that, even though I haven't read, like, all of them, there are comic books with her that I think make the character a bit better, like, even better. Like, she's in the War of the Bounty Hunters comic with Boba Fett, and then she crossovers into, like, the crossovers with that. And I think that all those, like, make it a bit better. And then I know there's a couple more, like, comic runs that have her in it, but I haven't got to those yet. But, like, this movie is just fun, adventure, and really good. Jon Favreau's in here as a character, and I thought that was really cool. Just wanted to mention that. But, like, it's just a fun Star Wars movie, and that's all I needed. Like, it's not one of the best Star Wars movies. It's not one of the worst ones. It's a really, really fun adventure that I like rewatching, and it would have been cool if we got a sequel. I've heard that there's a show in development with Donald Glover's Lando. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but if it does, it would be nice, because I think that that would be an interesting show. Next, at number 8, is one that a lot of people don't like. I like it. I grew up with it. And I wish it could be higher. It's just like the ones above it I do like more. But this is one that is just really good. I give it like a 3.5. Probably a 3.5. That would be Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the movie. Now, technically this is like 4, 5, 6 episodes put together. Let me think. Like 5-ish episodes probably. But I like it. I think it's a really fun movie. You obviously get the first appearance of Rada the Hutt, who appears in a movie that will be higher on this list. Obviously, it's more adventures with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Anakin's one of my favorite characters, and I really like what they do with him in the Clone Wars show, and this is the movie that starts it all. You get some really fun lightsaber fights in this. You get the introduction of Ahsoka, and I know a lot of people don't like the introduction of her character in this. I've never had a problem with it. I think that her introduction is fine. Like, she's not really annoying to me or anything. You get Captain Rex, who is another one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and it's really cool seeing him introduced. And after having like watched the TV show and it's just out of order, and you start off with an episode with just like Yoda and like 3 clones, it's nice to have like something like this where it's like you watch this and then you go into the show without just starting the show and being like, it doesn't really give you any backstory. But like I like it. Obviously, like at times it's like you can obviously tell that there's like episodic stuff, but as a movie, like I like it. I think that it's a fun movie. It's got lightsaber battles, what you want. It's got like gunfights and action, what you want. It's some pretty good animation. Obviously, the animation gets a ton better, especially in Star Wars. But like for this movie, it's really fun. And this is a movie that I watched a lot as a kid. Like I have a lot of memories with this, so it will always have that nostalgia feel as well. But yeah, I love that movie. Number 7 is Star Wars Attack of the Clones. I've never really gotten the hate for this one. But I love it. Hayden Christensen as Anakin, I really like. Some people don't like him because he's wooden and he doesn't act good, blah, blah, blah. I really don't think that at all. I think that he's pretty good. Now, are there times that it's, like, weird and everything? Like, yeah. And is the I hate sand scene, like, one of the oddest things to say? Yes. But at the same time, he does have Padme fall in love with him through that. So maybe he knows something that we don't. Joking. I think that Jango Fett's really cool, and obviously you get Boba Fett in this as a kid. He's a clone. You get all the clones and everything. I think that's really cool. Obviously you get tons of lightsaber fights, which are fun. The Battle of Geonosis is just really fun. And then, like, all the detective stuff with Obi-Wan is pretty fun. Not the best, but not the worst. Anakin and Padme's relationship is, again, not the best, not the worst. This movie used to be higher, but, like, every time I watch it, like, I can see some of the problems, and it goes a bit down, but I would still give it, like, a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. Like, it's a really, really solid movie that, I enjoy watching every time. It's a really good Star Wars movie, and, I will never hate it. Is it a bit too long? I mean, probably. I'm trying to see if it has the runtime. 1:42, so it's, like, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, that's not, like, a super long thing, but, like, there are times during the movie that it's, like, it's dragging a little bit, and it's, like, it could have been a bit shorter. Like, there's Star Wars movies that are longer that flow better. There's ones that are shorter that seem, like, a lot longer. I think. But, it's a solid, right in the middle, Star Wars movie. Like, it's not in, like, straight in the middle, I don't think, but, it might be. Whatever. Sorry. I keep getting distracted by, like, every little thing. Attack of the Clones is a movie that I really like. And I would say that the next 2, plus this, so, like, the next 3 are all ones that I can, like, see, like, oh, it's like this or like that. Like, they're all, like, relatively close to each other. But Attack of the Clones is a really, really good Star Wars movie that I really don't understand people saying that it's a bad one. Okay, I kind of have to think which one I want to put right now, because, like, these next 2 are kind of close to each other. So what, like, 5, I really don't, like, right now, like, I had it in an order, and right now I'm, like, rethinking, like, which one do I put? I guess I'll do this for now, just to keep it the way it is. Number 6 is Return of the Jedi, the final movie in the original trilogy, and one that I think is just leagues better than A New Hope. You've got the stuff at Jabba's palace, which I think isn't, like, the best thing, but it's really fun, especially since Boba Fett's there, and I think Boba Fett's extremely cool. And then you get, like, the stuff on Endor, which I think is what drags it down a little bit. Like, the Ewoks, like, I don't hate as much, and, like, they fit within the world of Star Wars. Like, it's, like, I don't get why fuzzy bears would be something that it's like, oh, nope, we can't do that. Like, have you not seen, like, a bunch of the other aliens in Star Wars? But, even with that, it's, like, there are times during it that I'm just, like, okay, I might not like this as much. The lightsaber fights are, I think, a lot better than, A New Hope. Like, the one at the end where you got Luke versus Vader and everything is just a really good, fight. This is the only movie with Luke that I would say he's actually like good in. Like there's not really much I would complain about, whereas like in New Hope, like Mark Hamill's acting sucks. In Last Jedi, I wouldn't say he's very good either. He's barely in Force Awakens, so that doesn't really count. In Empire, he's really good, but there's moments with his acting that I'm just like, that's not the best. And then in Mandalorian, I don't know if that really counts since he's CGI and everything. But this is like the only movie that I would say like full out like he's actually pretty good in. Han Solo, I like. Leia is fine. The way it ends all these characters is really good. You get your first like full Inhuman experience of the Emperor, and he was fine. He was fine. I didn't really care about him as much, but like you're not supposed to. But like it's a nice way to end the trilogy. A lot of people are gonna be mad that I have the next one above it, but like as I said, like I was just like kind of like which one, like they're neck and neck. Like I really like this. It wraps up everything really nicely. It's a good ending. It's just like maybe that last like the middle portion can be a bit like meh at times, that it like is held back a little bit because it's like at times it's just like okay, we can get going, but other than that, like it's a really good movie. Like from here on out, and I think starting with Clone Wars, like all of these movies are just like great, and it's just like right now I have like this above that and everything. But we're not into like the perfect movies yet. That is actually next, but until we get to that is the one that people are gonna be mad at. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I like this movie. I like it. That's it. Kylo Ren in this movie I think is really cool, especially that new helmet. Like he's just awesome, and his redemption story I think is done really well. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. He's definitely my favorite character in the sequel trilogy. I think that how they do that is really well. And the one thing I would have liked at the end is either him to still be alive, or, as we heard, I would have liked the Hunt for Ben Kenobi movie, but for some reason we didn't get that. Ben Kenobi, no. The Hunt for Ben Solo. Let's move on. Finn in this movie is a character that I think he's like a really good character, but like I can tell why some people would be like, oh, he's misused. Like I kind of get that as well, where it's just like he's just kind of there, but I do like him in this movie. Poe, same thing. I like him in this movie. Rose sucks. She's not a big part. Leia, like I don't hate what they do with Leia. Like I know other people do, but it's like, what exactly were they supposed to do? Because Carrie Fisher died. Like, I don't know what they were supposed to do, and I think that they handled it, like, probably the best they could have. Like, I guess you could have taken Leia out of the movie, but it's, like, it's an original character. Like, I get it, I guess. The lightsaber fights can be fun. There is one that I think this is referencing on the remains of the Death Star that can look a bit weird at times, where it's, like, baseball bats instead of lightsabers, but I think that the other ones work well enough, and it in and of itself is a fight that I can watch and be like, it's a watchable fight. And I can see why people might not like a bunch of stuff. Example, Palpatine. I can get why you would be mad at that. I myself am not like it's not something that I hate. It is something that I'm just like, it's kind of weird that they brought him back. But it's not something that I hate. I think that the scene between Ben and Han, I think that's a really good scene. And just like the talk and everything is really good. And it was a nice conclusion to these characters. Like, it was a good enough conclusion. Some people hate at the end as well when Rey's like, I'm Rey Skywalker, and like it's kind of like, yeah, you're not, but at the same time it's like, why are we getting like pissed at that. Like, who cares? Like, it's a name. Obviously, she's not a Skywalker and everything, but it's like, it's a name, and I can see what they were going for, so it's just like, I don't really see why we would have to cry about it. And like, it's just a fun movie. Like, there are problems, but at the end of the day, it's a fun movie that I like watching. And like, that's what I need. Like, it's got Kylo Ren, who I love, and I think that he's done well in this, and it's fun. That's what I need. It's better than Last Jedi, because Last Jedi sucks. And it's better than all the other movies below it. Besides, like, Return of the Jedi, like, I think Return of the Jedi is, like, neck and neck, and then I would say Attack of the Clones is kind of close as well. Like, these three movies, like, they're, as of right now, I have this in last place of the three, and then this Return of the Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker, but I can see them fluctuating, like, all the time. But, that being said, we're on to the top 4, and all of these I give 5 stars. Like, all these are really good, and I love all of them, but there are reasons that I have this one first, this one second, this one third, this one fourth. Warning you right now, this next one will probably make you a little bit mad as well, but that being said, even though it's in 4th place, it's a 5-star movie, and frankly, I mean, I guess these next two are kind of also, like, close. Like, I guess I have that a lot, where it's just like, it seems like all these movies are like, where like these 3, and then Last Jedi and Phantom Menace, now these 2, but I guess that's the way I work. But for now, at number 4 is The Empire Strikes Back. I know that's gonna make a lot of people mad that it's like not first, but my issues, I'll get to the issues. Now, even though it's a 5 out of 5 movie, I would say that the stuff on Hoth at the beginning can sometimes drag a little bit, and it's not my favorite. And then the stuff on Dagobah as well can at times not be my favorite. Now, there's stuff on Dagobah I really like, but there's also stuff on Dagobah that can at times just not be my favorite. And I guess that goes for Cloud City as well, where well, at least the Han Solo and Princess Leia, like, side of it and everything, like, there's stuff about that at times that isn't my favorite as well. Like, when they, like, get stuck in, the, like, alien creature in the rock, like, it's a fun sequence and everything, but at the same time, it, like, sometimes, like, at times during that scene, it's just, like, why? And then once they get to Cloud City, there's a couple scenes here and there that I'm just like, okay, you're not, like, progressing the story or, like, doing anything, like, really fun. Like, it's kind of halted. Like, I get it, and it's still a 5-star movie, so it's not like I'm holding against the movie or anything. And, like, I wouldn't say any of this stuff is bad. I'm just saying, like, it can at times not be my favorite. Like, Hoth. I wouldn't say, like, a lot of stuff on Hoth is, like, horrible, but I wouldn't say that, it's the best. And I would say there are couple times where it drags a bit. Same with Dagobah, same with Cloud City. But then you get into the last little bit where you get the lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and Luke, and you get Darth Vader going, "No, I am your father," and it's like, what? He's your dad. And in that scene, the "I am your father" scene, Mark Hamill's acting sucks. Like, the "no, that's impossible," like, that is horrible acting. And I really don't get why people would say it is. I don't know if people do say it is, but if there's people out there like, oh, it's great acting, like, no, it's not. And that goes for the whole movie. Like, there's moments throughout, like, Mark Hamill in this movie is 100 times better than he was in New Hope. Like, in A New Hope, he was insufferable. But in this one, he has good moments. It's just, like, there's other moments like that it's like, okay, that's not really good acting, dude. But, like, as a whole, like, the movie is just so good that, like, the problems I have with it aren't, like, anything. Everything that they do with Darth Vader is really cool, and obviously he steps up in this movie. He's got, like, a much bigger role. Boba Fett, it makes his, like, full-on debut in this. Now, George Lucas did put a scene with him in New Hope, like, after all the movies had released, and I do like that scene. I know people don't. I don't really care. Like, it's a good scene, and obviously it's cool seeing Boba Fett, even if it's for, like, 5 seconds. But this is where you get, like, his full introduction. And, like, his introduction... Sorry, had to yawn. His introduction is a really good one where like Darth Vader's just like no disintegrations, and it's like that's all you need to know. That's not his introduction. Sorry. I got it confused a bit, but there's a scene in here where Darth Vader like turns to Boba Fett and is just like, well, actually that might have been his first scene. Now I don't know. That might have been his first scene actually, where he's like no disintegrations, and it's just like, man, this guy means business. Even if Darth Vader is telling you no disintegrations, then you must be really cool. But I think Boba Fett's really cool. I think that Lando. This is where you get your full-on introduction to Lando. I think he's really cool in this one. I didn't even mention him in Return of the Jedi, but he's good in that too. But I like him in this. I didn't mention him in Rise of Skywalker either, did I? He's fine in that one. But he's really good in this one, and just Empire is really, really awesome Star Wars movie, and as I said, it's a 5 out of 5. It's just like, the next three, like, I don't have anything really that I'm like, it slows down or anything, like how Hoth brings it down a little bit, or Dagobah brings it down, like, just a bit. Like, none of these next three have, like, anything like that. Number 3 is one that, like, each time I watch it, it just keeps getting better to now at the point I've given it a 5 out of 5. But like, it might not be the most original. It might be a rehash. It might have stuff that other movies do, but it is an extremely, extremely fun adventure. And that would be Star Wars The Force Awakens. Obviously, this is the movie that we brought Star Wars to the big screen after Revenge of the Sith, which we'll get to in a minute. But it is a really freaking fun Star Wars movie. Kylo Ren is awesome in this. Now, are there points at the end where it's like he seems like a big man baby? Yeah. Like, he has anger issues, but it's fun to watch. And like, it's not a carbon copy of Darth Vader. Now, you get like they're kind of going after the Darth Vader type thing, but they make him different enough. And I think that Adam Driver is just really good as him. Like, Kylo Ren is like the GOAT in these movies. In the sequels, he is the GOAT. And I know a lot of people don't like at the end when he loses to Rey, but especially since he's trained and everything, but at the same time, he was shot and he had just killed his father, so he was conflicted. So he wasn't exactly like at the top of his game. That being said, let's move on to his father for a little bit. Han Solo. I think that Han Solo in this movie is fantastic. I think that obviously people are like, oh, he like lost all of his original trilogy like character development, and to a point it's like I don't really think he did. Like, he lost his son, not like his son died because it's Kylo Ren, but like his son turned to the dark side, and like he even has a line where Leia, he's like, you went back to doing what you did, as in Leia went back to like in the New Republic and everything. I went back and did what was like what I did the best, and that was smuggling and everything. And it's like I can understand where he would do that. Like, I can see this character doing that. I've heard that it's like a rehash of New Hope, and like, yeah, like, oh, it's this nobody on a desert planet, and they have to destroy this big moon-shaped thing or this planet thing, like a big super weapon. There's this Darth Vader guy, there's this Moff Gideon guy, aka General Hux. That being said, as you guys can tell, it is an extremely better version of New Hope than the actual New Hope. I think that the lightsaber fights, you don't get like a bunch of them, but I do think that the lightsaber fights are fun. Finn in this movie is at the best of his game. Like, I think he's good in Rise of Skywalker, and I don't hate him in Last Jedi, but like, this is the best Finn that you get. Poe Dameron in this is also really good. I think Oscar Isaac is great. Rey is probably at the best in this one as well. She isn't my favorite in Last Jedi, and even in Rise of Skywalker, she's not like the best, but I think this is her best. I would say Kylo Ren's best is probably Rise of Skywalker, but this one's also really good. And it's just got like a really fun Star Wars adventure feel. Like, it's just a fun movie to watch. Like, where like other ones, like, it's like not a chore, but like other like let's say Empire. Like, it's a really good Star Wars movie, but it's not one that like I could put on like anytime, just because it's not like a fun adventure movie. But this one is almost like fully like just like a bunch of good action, and then you also get like some really good characters, and like they're just fun. Whereas like Empire, I feel, is a little bit more like somber and like darker, and like it doesn't have as much action. It's more like character like development, I guess. Like Dagobah is a good thing. Like there's not really much action on Dagobah. You get like a fight scene, but it's not really like supposed to be like a really good fight scene. But like there's just stuff like that. Like this one is just like one of the most rewatchable Star Wars movies. And it's just one that like if I ever want to watch a Star Wars movie, this will be one of the ones I want to watch along with the next two. But like I love this movie so much, and that's why it is number 3. But we are in the top 2. One of them, I feel like a lot of people do have in their top 2 or so. One of them I do not. One of them I have a reason why it's number 1, or like up there, number 1. Whatever. Number 2 is Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I don't know what to say, what hasn't been said. I guess what I could say is that people think that I've heard some people say that this one isn't as good because of it after the first like fight in space, like with General Grievous and everything, like it slows down a lot and it doesn't pick up until a little bit later. I don't agree with that. I think that all throughout it's really good. And then obviously people have issues with the dialogue, and obviously I also don't agree with that because it's like it's dialogue, okay? It doesn't really matter. Well, never, it's dialogue. It obviously matters, but I don't think it's that bad. And obviously the memes do help it. Like there's been a bunch of memes, and it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where it's like when you watch again they say something. It's like, oh hey, look it, it's that meme. But I don't think that the dialogue is nearly as bad as people say. I think that the way they do Darth Vader's fall is really good in this movie, and Hayden Christensen is just at the top of his game. I think that he was great in this. His performance is really good. I don't get people saying otherwise. Ian McGregor as Obi-Wan is at the top of his game as well. Same with Padme, like she's great in this. The Fall of the Jedi is really good. You get Yoda, Mace Windu, like all these different characters, and I think that the Fall of them is really good. When you get to Order 66 and all these Jedi are going down, it's just sad to watch, especially when Plo Koon dies. Rest in peace, GOAT. Palpatine, I think that the way they have him, like, manipulate Anakin, like, I think that's done really well, but at the same time, like, to some degree, it is kind of Mace Windu's fault, because, like, you couldn't just leave him alive, like, really? Like, if Mace Windu had just left him alive, none of this would have happened. Obviously, the little bit you get at the end with Darth Vader is really cool, and just seeing Darth Vader is fun. And let's just talk about the big thing, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Let's just fill the frame right there. Look at that. The fight with Anakin and Obi-Wan is the best lightsaber duel in all of Star Wars. Like, it is phenomenal. The Battle of Mustafar. It does get intercut with a fight between Yoda and Palpatine, which isn't, like, the greatest. But the battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin is just awesome. And I think that it is an incredible scene. And then, like, even, like, the little bit before the fight where you've got Padme arguing with Anakin and being like, what's happened? You're breaking my heart. And Obi-Wan's just standing up there aura farming. Again, if Obi-Wan hadn't been there and he had just sat in the shuttle or something for a couple minutes, or, like, just hidden around the corner, there's a very high chance that Padme would have been able to talk Anakin out of becoming Darth Vader or committing all these other things. Whereas Obi-Wan just shows up and immediately Anakin's like, you turned her against me. And he's like, you have done that yourself. You will not take it from me. But, like, Obi-Wan had to do what he had to do, I guess. Which, again, Obi-Wan's fault. And obviously, this is the movie that got Anakin famous. Well, Anakin's lightsaber famous before being the Youngling Slayer 9000, or 5000, whichever one it was. But that seemed really funny. Like, it's not supposed to be a funny scene, but like after all the memes and everything, like it's funny when you see that scene and he just walks in and it's Master Skywalker. What are we going to do? The fight between General Grievous and Obi-Wan is really fun. And obviously you got, hello there, General Kenobi. And when we rank the shows in the next video, the Clone Wars does help this movie. Well, no, because this was always like one of my favorite Star Wars movies. But like the Clone Wars does give it like a really good bit of backstory, and like it's just highly quotable and it's just fun. Lightsabers are really fun. I'm so happy that Asajj Ventress wasn't a thing yet, because she probably would have made this a bit worse. I hate Asajj Ventress, but Star Wars Revenge of the Sith is my second favorite Star Wars movie, and probably like the best Star Wars movie. But my favorite is obviously the newest one, The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'll explain why. If you want my more in-depth thoughts, obviously you can watch my review of that. But as I said, like Revenge of the Sith is probably like the best one. This is my favorite one. But, like, I think Revenge of the Sith is probably a little bit more well made and put together. But The Mandalorian is my third favorite show ever. It's my favorite Star Wars show. Spoilers for my Star Wars show ranking. The Mandalorian is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. And, I just, like, from the first episode, like, I connected with him. And from this 3-season journey plus Book of Boba Fett, so 4-season journey, that you've been on with him, and now a movie. Like, I've loved everything with him. I know a lot of people don't like season 3, they don't like Boba Fett, and I've been hearing mixed reactions about this movie. I don't agree with any of that. I love all 3 seasons. I love Book of Boba Fett. I love this movie. It is extremely fun. Mandalorian is great, and there's a bunch of cool action scenes. Like, the action scenes in this one are really fun. It does kind of suck there was no lightsaber fight, because obviously lightsabers are, like, one of the best parts of Star Wars. But it makes up for that with other cool fights. Obviously, it makes up with having my favorite character in Star Wars. You get Rada the Hutt returning after being in this movie, which I think was really cool. Zeb from Rebels is in this, which I think is really cool. We'll also get into Rebels in the next ranking. And like the Hutts, I think, are really cool. Like the villains, I think that the story where he's like hunting down an Imperial and all that was done really good. Like, would it have been a really good season of television? Like, extremely cool season of television to see him hunt down these Imperial guys? Yes. I even kind of, in my review for the movie, kind of gave a scenario as to how I think that it could have been, like, a bit better and, like, probably a little bit more well-received. But, that being said, I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it. The only thing, like, if I had to give, like, a complaint, even though it's not really a complaint, but it's, like, my least favorite part of the movie is in the final little stretch when Grogu kind of takes the spotlight, and it's, like, 15 minutes of just him. Like, I don't hate it at all. It's just, like, if I had to pick a scene or something that's, like, what's your least favorite part in this, it would be that. Just because, like, as I said, Mandalorian I love. And Grogu is a character that, like, I think he's cool. And obviously, he's in the Mandalorian. He's, like, one of the big parts of that. So it's, like, I don't hate him, or else I would probably dislike the show a bit more. But he's never been one of my favorites. And it's just, like, I don't really need to see him. So, that's probably, like, my least favorite part of the movie. But it's still a really fun and good part. And I think it was interesting just seeing Grogu, like, growing up a little bit. But, like, it's just a fun movie. This is probably one that I'll rewatch a lot. Same with the show. Like, I rewatch the show a lot. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say, I guess. Like, I really get it deeper into my thoughts on the movie in my review. So, like, if you just want to watch that, like, that would be cool. I did have a review for Revenge of the Sith last year, when it was re-released in theaters. So if you want to, like, see longer thoughts, at least I think they're longer, that was released last year. And yeah, that is my ranking of all 13 Star Wars movies. Next will be my review, not my review, my ranking of the 11 Star Wars shows that I have seen. Well, there's a little bit more than 11, but you'll see what I mean when we get to that. Then I will have a ranking of all the Mandalorian episodes, plus the Mandalorian movie, plus the Book of Boba Fett episodes, so that one I'm really excited for. And then I thought of an extra video. I am just going to do my top 10 Star Wars characters, because I think that would be a pretty interesting and cool video to make. But until then, I'm just going to put these right here for now, and I'm going to slide these up, because next will be my ranking of the Star Wars shows. So I will see you in that one.